Now, you don't have to have business credit in order to get started in your freight broker business. As a matter of fact, you don't even need business credit as you start to move the business forward. But at some point, you might find it hugely beneficial to have access to business credit, because business credit gives you access to more money and more credit without having to use your personal name. So what I'll do for you today in this video is show you how you can get started, how you can get set up with a $10,000 line of credit with a major player. So come on inside, sit back, relax, and let's get down into the business. Now, when I first got started in my freight broker business, I thought it was important to have business credit. I wanted to go out and start building business credit in the business name because I didn't want to do everything in my personal name, especially when it was for the business. I wanted to make sure that the business could stand on its own, access its own credit, access its own money. So what I decided to do was to go out and get a credit card in the business name. So I went through Capital One. They gave me a business credit card. It had business credit card on the card. It had the business name on the credit card. So I thought everything was good to go. So I started using the card. But what I realized is that this card was reporting to my personal credit, not to the business credit. So it wasn't doing anything for me from a business standpoint. So that's what you always want to make sure of, is that your business credit is being established and you're not getting something that is reporting in your personal name. Because as you know, that's not going to do much for you as a business. So before you go and open another line of credit, which could just be reporting to your personal name, you just want to make sure that you ask a simple question. Does this card report to my business credit only, or will it be reporting to my personal credit as well? If it's reporting to your personal credit, you may not want to go that route because you may not need additional personal credit. What you're trying to establish is business credit. So make sure you ask that question before you take that card. Now, here's the good thing. Credit cards are not the only way to establish business credit. They are a good way, but not the only way. You can also get business credit through a business line of credit or a business loan. Now, it's not very likely that you'll get that type of credit extended to you when you first get started in a freight broker business, or any business for that matter, because the business is not yet established. There's no income coming in yet, so there's really nothing for a bank to evaluate and determine whether you're credit worthy so that they can offer you credit. And let's just say you did find a bank or a lending institution that was willing to go ahead and give you business credit in the business name. It's very likely that you would have to sign what's called a personal guarantee, meaning that if the business does not pay for this loan, pay for this line of credit, you would be personally responsible. And the other side of that is probably very likely that it would be at an astronomical rate, a rate that you probably can't afford. So it might not be worth it to go that route. But there are other ways that you may want to explore to establish that important business credit. Here's the way that I decided to go. When I first started my business, I bought all of my equipment, my computer, my monitors, all in the business name through Dell. Now, I didn't realize that I was doing it through the business name at that point, or at least I didn't realize that it was that significant. When I saw the option of purchasing in my name or the business name, I chose business name. And when I did that, that was very important, because what happened is that once I made that purchase, when I went back and called Dell again, when I was getting ready to purchase some additional items, what they said was, hey, would you like a line of credit? And I said, a line of credit? What do you mean? They said, well, we'll give you a line of credit in the business name. You've been purchasing things through us, through your business name. Now what we want to do is offer you a line of credit in your business name. And I said, do you mean that it's not going to have anything to do with my personal credit? Is not going to report in my personal name? They say, no. This is going to report in your business name. And I said, sure, absolutely. Because that's exactly what I want to do. I want to have business credit separate from my personal credit, so it doesn't have anything to do with my personal credit. For example, you might have $100,000 of business credit, and it has nothing to do with you personally. It doesn't even show up when you run your personal credit. So yes, I definitely wanted to go that route. And when I did that, I said yes. All they did was said, okay, what are you purchasing? These are the items you're purchasing. You have a $10,000 line of credit. And what we'll do is send you the invoice, and you'll just start paying it. and establish your business credit that way. Now, why establishing business credit is important to me is because it allows for your business to stand on its own 2 feet, to be its own entity separate of you as an individual. When you set it up the right way, you, even though you're the business owner, are not personally responsible for the business debt. And even if you have to sign a personal guarantee, that's not the worst thing, because you can always go and ask that the credit is only reported to your credit if the business defaults. Now, what you'll find if you decide to go this route and start making purchases through Dell and then they offer you a line of credit, is that it's going to make it a whole lot easier for you to get credit cards, business lines of credit, business loans, because now you have a trade line established. What a trade line is simply saying you have something on your credit report reporting to the credit agency. So your job is to make sure that you pay it on time, and pay it on time every time to build that business credit that you're trying to build. Building business credit is really not that hard at all when you do it the right way, the disciplined way. Will it take time? Of course it will. Anything worth having takes time. A little bit of time anyway. Now, one of the last things that I want to share with you today is that if at any time you find yourself giving your Social Security number, it's very likely that the credit is being reported in your personal name. So just keep that in mind. That's what I wanted to share with you today. I certainly hope this information has been helpful. If you're interested in learning more about the freight broker business, I'll leave a free link in the description. It's the 5-video series. It's titled How the Load Movement Process Works, and it brings you into the office with me and let you watch over my shoulders. I move loads, talk to shippers and carriers to give you a better understanding of how this business works. And then if you want to know more about exactly how much it's going to cost you to start your own freight broker business, I'll leave a free video right here. So until the next time, I wish you the very best in your life and business. See you at the top, because the bottom is much too crowded.